Hey everyone, welcome back. I know it's been a really long time, and I've been around, just really busy, so I've been watching the E3 conferences, of course, and I wanted to make one of these videos last year, but I didn't get the chance, so I feel like I owe it to you to do this. I don't know if you're like me, but I forget the names of games that I'm interested in as soon as the conference is over. So, I just want to go through everything announced at Bethesda E3 this year. I'm going to do some others for the other major conferences like Xbox and Ubisoft and Square Enix. So, a lot has happened, a lot has been announced, a lot has been discussed, so let's just get straight into it. So the first thing on the list is Fallout 76 Wastelanders update. This update is due in fall of this year. There's going to be a free week from June 10th to 17th, so this is your chance to get in on Fallout 76 if you didn't. I tried the beta last year and it was horrible, but they're adding new human NPCs. And there's going to be a nuclear winter battle royale mode. I'm not quite sure how that's gonna go, but you can judge for yourself. Next up is Elder Scrolls Blades. This is a mobile game for Elder Scrolls that is in early access right now. So you can get it on the Android Play Store or on the Apple App Store. And later this fall, you can get it on Nintendo Switch. Okay, so one of the biggest announcements was Ghostwire Tokyo. This is a horror game from the devs that brought you The Evil Within. So if you're into horror games, this is going to be a big one. There hasn't been a release date as yet, but it's got, Resident Evil vibes, so I'm sure it's going to be a big hit when it eventually launches, so we'll just have to keep an eye out to see how that goes.
Attack it.
Alright, so we're back to Elder Scrolls. And the next game is Elder Scrolls Online, which, has been around. It was at E3 last year, but there's a new story chapter. There's Elsewhere, Dragonhold, and Scalebreaker. I'm not sure exactly when each of these would be out, but for Elder Scrolls fans, this was a huge announcement. Next up is another mobile game, a new Commander Keen, following the twin children of the original Commander Keen. This is also a mobile game. There's no release date as yet, but the art style is pretty cool, and I believe it's a platformer. So, for the old Commander Keen fans, this one is catering for you. And if you haven't noticed the trend by now, every other game is Elder Scrolls. So we're back to Elder Scrolls again, another mobile game, Elder Scrolls Legends. They showed you a tiny bit of gameplay, but it was just mostly this extended trailer. Not much info otherwise, so we'll just have to keep a lookout for that one. At this point, we're out of mobile games and into console games again. Rage 2 was shown at last year's E3, and it made a feature again at this year's E3, because there's new DLC for it already. It only came out last month, but Rise of the Ghost DLC is coming soon. They didn't really give a date, but if you already own Rage 2, this would be probably exciting news for you. it looks just as good as it did last year. Next up is Wolfenstein. There were two Wolfenstein announcements this time around. The first is Wolfenstein Cyberpilot, which is a VR game, and the other is Wolfenstein Youngblood, which follows the children of the original protagonist BJ, and it is very Wolfenstein. Both of these games would be released on July 26th of this year, so that's only a month away. And it's the same Nazi killing first person shooter we've come to know and love. This next one I'm really looking forward to, from my favorite Arcane Studios, is a time loop game called Deathloop. They haven't given a release date yet, but they did show a really interesting trailer. Apparently it's sort of an RPG game, but it looks really interesting. The concept is interesting. This is the one that I'm going to be keeping my eyes on, because I'm gonna cop this as soon as it drops. Okay, so this is not actually a game, but Bethesda announced a new cloud gaming system called Orion that's supposed to offer streaming services across all platforms. There's a beta that's supposed to be coming out later this year, so we're keeping our eye on that because it looks pretty interesting. And they're promising great latency with low internet speeds, so we'll see. And now for the biggest announcement of Bethesda E3, Doom Eternal, the highly anticipated new Doom game that will be released on the 22nd of November of this year. They had trailers, they had extended gameplay. There's a new battle mode that I believe is probably going to be like Battle Royale, but for Doom fans, this is huge. And that was it for Bethesda E3. What was your favorite game? What are you hoping to cop as soon as it drops? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.